Throughout history, people have had always secrets, and they always looked for ways to protect them. To do that, they developed various methods of encryption. One of the earliest known encryption tools was the Spartan Scytale, dating back to the 5th century before Christ. It worked like this. A strip of leather or parchment was wrapped around a wooden cylinder or Scytale. The message was written along the cylinder length, after which the strip had to be unwound and a meaningless set of letters remained on it. To decipher the message, the strip had to be wound around this Scytale of the same diameter. Another well-known method is a Caesar cipher, named after Julius Caesar. It's a substitution cipher. Each letter in the message is replaced with another letter from the alphabet, shifted by a certain number of places. For example, with shift of 3, A becomes D, B becomes E, and so on. But Caesar's versions is just one possibility. There are 25 ways to shift the alphabet, but even more if you use a keyword to rearrange the letters. Let's say your keyword is Julius Caesar. First, you remove the spaces and repeated letters to get Julius Caesar. Then you place those letters at the beginning of the cipher alphabet and follow them with the rest of the unused letters in normal order. This way, your cipher alphabet starts with this and then continue with the rest of the letters that weren't used in the keyword. For a long time, people thought these ciphers were unbreakable, especially with so many possible combinations. We're talking numbers like this. But in the 9th century, Arabic scientists made a break thought frequency analysis. They realized that certain letters appear more often than others. For example, in Arabic, the letters A and L are common because of the frequent use of the article al. The letter J is much rare. This idea works in other languages too. So, if you know what language the message is in, you can analyze the frequency of letters in a regular text in that language. To do the same for encrypted message, compare the two and try to match up the most common letters. This method, frequency analysis, can help crack a cipher without needing to test all possible keys. But it's not always easy. In long messages, letters' frequencies tend to follow a predictable pattern. In English, for example, the most common letters are E, T, A, and so on. But with short text, this rule doesn't always apply. Take this example. From Zanzibar to Zambia and Zaire, Amazon zones make zebras run zany zigzags. This sentence has a lot of this, not something you'd normally expect. So, frequency analysis become harder with short or oddly worded text. Let's try to crack this example. First of all, we need to start by analyzing which letters appear more frequently. After conducting a frequency analysis, we can create a frequency table. In our case, the top 3 letters are K, J, and Q. We may guess this represent A, T, and A, the most common letters in English, but we still don't know which is which. To figure that out, we can look at how these letters behave in the text. For instance, vowels tend to appear next to many different letters. So, if K appears before and after lots of different characters, it might be a vowel, possibly E. And if Q avoids most other letters, it's likely a consonant. Let's say K is E based on its behavior. Now we look at other clues. For example, in English the letter H often comes before E, as in there, then, they. If the letter R appears before K many times, but rarely after, we might guess R is H. Now we can start identifying actual words. If you see this several times, it could be there. That means Q is C. We replace Q with T everywhere in the text. Then we spot this and this. This looks like where and here. So we is W and on is R. We continue this way. In this text, you can see sequences such as TWJ, which is probably 2, and this is Z. Accordingly, J is O and B is I. We can try to identify other letters by choosing other words. but instead we can see what we know about the plain text and the cipher text. These two alphabets from the key and are used by the cryptographer to perform a substitution that makes the message encrypted. So far, there is not enough information to determine the key, so we will continue to find individual words. I think this it's probably our and this ours. Also, we could find words here as which. You can also pay attention to the freestanding letter Z. Since in English only two words consist of one letter, this is A and I, we can assume that it encrypts the letter A, since we already know that I was encrypted with the letter B. After that, it becomes clear that these are nothing but households. Let's replace the letters F as L, A as D, and fill out the table. Eventually we see a glue. Part of the cipher alphabet shows this. Looks like the cryptographer used a keyword, maybe Shakespeare. After removing duplicate letters from the keyword, we get this, followed by the rest of the unused letters of the alphabet. Interestingly, the keyword wasn't placed at the beginning of the cipher alphabet, it started from the second letter. This might have been done to avoid an obvious mapping like encrypting E as E. With the full cipher alphabet now known, we can decipher entire message. And just like that, a cipher once considered unbreakable for centuries can now be cracked in just a matter of minutes. Today we use far more advanced methods of encryption to protect our information. But who knows? Maybe in 10, 20 or even 100 years a quantum computer or something entirely new will make all of our current security systems seem as out of date and ancient as a Kaiser cipher is today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. There is much more interesting content ahead.